Hey guys, Josiah here with Aesthetyx Fitness. In today's video, I'm going to be going over 3 bulking mistakes and how you can avoid them. Alright, before I get started with today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and click the little bell icon. That way every time I come out with a new video, you guys are getting notified so you don't miss out on any great new content. Also, if you feel like it really helps me out if you hit that like button down below as well. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so we have officially entered bulking season. Summer is over, we are in fall and winter's on the way, and it's that time of year when people like to spend some time really trying to cultivate some mass, put on some muscle, and they're not as concerned with keeping a really lean, shredded physique because it's not summer. Now, with that being said, there are 3 mistakes that I want to go over in today's video that I myself have made in the past and that I see a lot of people making when it comes to bulking that are going to hurt your progress and make it a lot harder for you to build the muscle the way you want to build it. And the first mistake I see is not tracking your nutrition when you're trying to bulk. A lot of people will, when they're trying to cut, they'll be really diligent about always tracking their calories in versus calories out, tracking their macros, making sure that they're getting enough protein, not getting too many carbohydrates and fats, and making sure that they're keeping themselves in a caloric deficit. But then as soon as they turn around and start trying to add muscle mass, they're like, well, now I can just eat whatever I want because I'm bulking. Couple problems with that. First of all, if you're someone who doesn't have a very large appetite naturally, you may naturally be at that kind of caloric deficit state all the time, and so even if you feel like you're eating a lot extra, you may just be at maintenance or not even eating as many calories as you think you are. Alternatively, if you're like me and your natural set point for the calories you just want to consume in a day is like 1,000 more than you really should be to maintain your body weight, then if you're just eating whatever you want or have that mindset of I should be eating extra to bulk, rather than the 200 to 300 calorie surplus you want to be in for a lean bulking state, you may be actually like 1,500 calories over your limit and just be putting on fat like crazy that you're gonna have a much harder time getting rid of come time for your next cut. And so by not tracking your nutrition when you're bulking, you're really doing yourself a disservice because bulking is not just eating whatever I want all the time and trying to eat as many calories as possible. That's not a recipe for success. Like I said, you want to be in that 200 to 300 calorie per day surplus in order to be building as much muscle as your body can while still building as little fat as possible. And mistake number 2 is related to this, and that is not tracking your lifts and your workouts when you're bulking. If you think about it, your body is not going to choose to add on more muscle because muscle takes a lot of calories to maintain, it takes effort to maintain, and your body has to work hard to maintain extra muscle mass. So it's not going to put that on unless you're forcing it to do so and pushing it past its limits in order to build muscle and require muscle to be built just to accomplish your daily activities. So for instance, if you keep lifting the same amount of weight in the same number of reps for every workout for 6 months, your body's not going to choose to build more muscle because your lifts haven't increased, you haven't increased the demand on the muscle in order to make it forced to grow. So it's really important, especially when you're bulking, to be tracking your lifts and making sure that you are either adding reps or weight to your lifts almost every time you're in the gym, because you want to make sure that you are forcing your body to grow and get stronger so that you build more muscle. Otherwise, you could just be spinning your wheels and that extra calorie surplus is just going to be stored as body fat because you're not forcing your body to use it to build and strengthen your muscles. And the third and final mistake I want to talk about in today's video is treating bulking like it's a sprint, not a marathon. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people think when they start bulking that they can gain a significant amount of muscle in like 30 to 90 days. A lot of people have sort of misinformation from either, 30-day programs that claim they're going to get you super shredded and ripped in just 30 days, or they hear an interview with a celebrity who talks about how they added 20 pounds of muscle in 6 weeks for a movie role. And all of that information is so misleading and so inaccurate that they think that they can just put on muscle really quick and bulk for a couple months and then they'll be this huge mass monster they can cut down and they'll be great. And biologically speaking, that's just not the way our bodies work. You see, for someone who is just starting lifting, they can put on at a maximum, assuming they have great genetics for muscle building, high levels of testosterone, good bone structure, and good long muscle bellies, a maximum of like 2 pounds of muscle per week if they're a novice lifter and their body is just adapting to the lifts. The more experience you get, the less muscle you can actually put on. It's really diminishing returns. The longer you lift for, the less muscle you'll be able to put on per week or per month. For someone like me who's been lifting for like 4 or 5 years, I cannot realistically expect to put on any more than like a half pound to a pound of muscle per month that I'm bulking, and that's again assuming I'm doing everything right. So if you calculate that out, the most you could ever possibly conceivably put on a month is like 8 pounds of muscle, and that's if it's like the first month you've ever seriously started working out and you're training perfectly and have good genetics. More realistically, if you have a little experience, if you've done this a couple times before, you're looking at like, 1.5 pounds to 3 pounds a month, if not less. So if your goal is to add 10 pounds of muscle, you're gonna need to be bulking for like 6 months in order to be able to do that, if not longer. And so the idea is with lean bulking, with really sort of giving your body just enough calories to build the muscle it can build, and not a whole bunch of extra calories that you put on a bunch of body fat, you give yourself the time to be able to cultivate this muscle over time. Give your body time to adapt and to build that muscle without gaining a bunch of body fat, so that you can do, a 6, 8, 9 month bulk without, just completely losing all of your definition and having to go on a really long cut afterwards. So rather than trying to speed the process up faster than your body is actually able to do it, make sure you're giving your body the time it needs to build that muscle, because biologically you can't rush that process short of like taking steroids or doing something that brings in exogenous testosterone. Other than that, the only way you can do it is just giving your body time, working out hard, tracking your lifts, tracking your nutrition, and making sure you are giving your body everything it needs to build muscle. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found today's video informative, make sure to hit that like button down below, and of course subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below letting me know topics you would like me to cover in future videos so that I can help you train smarter and look better.